Okay, now that we have looked at Adobe Rush on desktop, let's look at it on a mobile device so we can see the differences. Now we'll be working on a phone. So once you launch Rush, it'll open, and you will then, just like on desktop, need to start a new project. It will show you projects you've already created. If you have some of those, to create a new project, you simply hit the plus button on the bottom of the screen. Go ahead and hit plus. You can take a photo or a video, or you can just go ahead and add media that you already have. So I'm going to go ahead and add media. It's going to ask me to locate that media, so I'm going to go ahead and click on videos. And I'm going to select the clips that I would like to use. Also going to give this a name. And if I hit the gear next to that name, I can then choose my aspect ratio. So we'll go for 16:9 or widescreen, and go ahead and hit OK. And then if you want to sync it up with your Creative Cloud so this saves to the cloud, you can check this box. I'm going to go ahead and leave this unchecked for now, and then hit create, and it will load your media into a new project. Once that media is in the project, it will automatically add those clips to the timeline, and you've got your play controls right underneath. And you can click and drag across the timeline to move through your clips. Down here along the bottom, you've got your tools. Just like in the desktop version, you've got your little file folder box, which will show you the different clips inside your project. You've got the next button to the right, which will expand your video tracks and show you the video and audio tracks. And then the next button will actually let you change the aspect ratio of your video. Maybe you want to make a square video, and that will reframe it for you. In addition to that, you can add more media by hitting the blue plus button, and you can add more files. You can take pictures or videos. You can add graphics, audio, or record a voiceover. Let's go ahead and click on audio, and here are a bunch of different music tracks and sound effects that we can add. If you go and hit more on the music, you can see there's several of these, and to preview one, you can just go ahead and hit the play button. And if you like what it is, you can go ahead and hit add, and it will automatically add that to the timeline. I'm going to go ahead and leave it where it's at for now. You can also click on clips, and if you click and hold, you can trim the clip end to make it longer or shorter, cutting parts of that off. If you go to the opposite end of your tools, you can also split a clip in half by hitting the scissors. You can hit undo on the top of your screen. You can duplicate a clip by hitting the icon next to the scissors. So we've got a second copy of that clip, and you can hit the garbage can to delete a clip. So take the music out as well. In addition to that, the button next to the garbage can will open up the audio track from the video clip, and then the icon next to that will allow you to select multiple clips at the same time. Continuing on, we've got several different tools we can use here. Let's start on the right side. We'll go to the transform tool, and that will allow you to fit your images to the screen if they're not quite fitting. You can change the horizontal and vertical positions, change the opacity. You can crop the sides, you can reset it, and those types of things. And then you've got your on-off switch to show you the before and after of what you've done. You can also manually do this by clicking and holding on the image. You can double click, and you can move it around, you can size it, and different things like that. I'm going to go ahead and hit undo and put it back. And then to go out of this menu, you can go ahead and hit the arrow on the left. From there, you've got your audio. So if you have music and voice and things like that in here, you can change the volume. You can also designate whether it's music or narration. And you can even use auto ducking to make the music quieter while someone is talking. You've got the speed controls, and that will allow you to speed up or slow down a clip. For example, if we have this clip selected, we can go to the speed range, and I can actually speed that clip up, or I can slow that clip down, or you can double click on a slider to reset it. There is also the color section. Here you've got several different filters that you can click on and will automatically apply as different looks. If you find something that you like, you can go right ahead and change the intensity of it right here. So you can actually make it more intense or less intense, or once again double click on the slider to remove it. I'm actually going to go back into color and I'm going to select none, and we'll look at doing this from scratch. So maybe on exposure, we click on exposure, turn that up, add a little more light to it, click on contrast, a little more contrast. Maybe we'll go to saturation and intensify those colors just a little bit, add a little more saturation to them. And from there we can maybe add a small vignette. Let's go to vignette, little burnt edge, and here's the before and the after. Subtle changes, but definitely adds to the image or the video clip. Let's go ahead and color one more clip here. Select this clip, same sort of thing. Could adjust the exposure and the contrast. This is a little bit cool, so I'm going to go ahead and click on temperature, add just a little bit of warmth to this, and maybe we'll then go to saturation, add a little color and a vignette to this as well. So let's look at the before and after on this one. And then we've got the effects tools. This will allow you to add transitions to your images or your video clips. So with that selected, if I hit dissolve, that's going to add a fade. If I slowly move over my timeline, you can see it'll slowly change on that clip, fades in and fades out slowly. So you can add different transitions that way, and you can change their duration down here. If you had pictures in here, you could go to motion and you could have them slowly zoom in or zoom out on your pictures as well. And the last set of tools we have are the graphics. If we click on graphics, you can go ahead and add a graphic. There are several preset graphics here. Let's go ahead and look at more, and you can go ahead and look through those. We're going to go ahead and just pick something simple, add that. It will automatically add that to your timeline. And with that being done, you can click on it and drag it around the timeline, or you can click on the end of it and make it longer or shorter if you'd like, open up the audio track and all those types of things. With that selected, you've got different tools to edit on the bottom. You can actually go ahead and edit the text. Let's go ahead and call that flag. And from there you can change the font style, all those types of things. You can change the spacing, you can change the color. Maybe we want that to be a different color, or we can put an outline on it. Let's do that. Click on outline, we'll select the white box to the side of it, and then choose a color for the outline. That should put a slight outline on it. We can then do something like add a shadow as well to maybe pop it off of the page. And we'll call that good. And once you're satisfied with your video and you've added all the things that you'd like to, you can then click the box with the arrow on the top of the screen, and that will allow you to export the video. You can change the settings. If you would like to change the quality, you can do that here, or when you're ready you can go ahead and hit export, and that will send your video out in a shareable format. And that is how you can edit videos on a mobile device using Adobe Rush.